Thanks for watching Father Son Reviews. I'm the father.
I'm the son, and today we're watching the Dr. Sleep official teaser trailer.
Stephen King.
A new Stephen King movie, and it's a follow-up to...
Everybody knows that.
Not everyone, but I'm not even going to say it. You'll see it in the trailer. It's pretty obvious.
Is it loud enough?
Yeah, this part's quiet. And when I first saw this trailer, I didn't know it was a follow-up until one shot. You'll see what I mean.
Hey, it's Obi-Wan.
Yeah. I didn't even realize that until now, to be perfectly honest. That's what I was talking about.
That's awesome.
Just talk to the kid.
You're magic. Like me.
They
I
shine.
need you to listen to me. The world's a hungry place. A dark place.
Hi there.
I only met 2 or 3 people like us. They died. When I was a kid, I bumped into these things. I don't know about magic. I always called it The Shining.
That's awesome. Well, hey, man, I grew up with that movie. Loved the book. Well, The Shining. I haven't read Dr. Sleep yet. But thank you, Stephen King, for writing a sequel. It's badass. And it looks great. I love all the inner cuts of the old flick with the new stuff. So just hopefully it doesn't suck.
Yeah.
That's the only thing we need. It's for it not to suck.
And I think that this one could go really well because, I don't know, it just looks really cool. Like all the references to the old one, you have the door that the dad cut into with the axe, the red rum, all that stuff. You even have, of course, the iconic scene where all the blood flows out of the elevator.
And the music.
The music
That's great.
was great.
Use it every Halloween still.
Yeah. They're casting for the main character, Obi-Wan, as I'll refer to him.
The hell is his name? Ewan McGregor. I can take or leave him, But he looks cool in this, though.
Yeah.
He looks believable.
One of the shots I think I really liked in this trailer, though, was like they show that shot where he's in the house and the whole house starts to turn and he starts like sliding down the floor. Like
Yeah.
I don't know what the whole deal is with that part, but that shot right there was really cool. Like, it just makes you wonder, like, how did they do that? Like, it's little shots like those that I'll see in trailers that they'll slip in that make me personally interested in seeing the movie just to see, like, just to kind
Why?
of get an idea of how they did that and also why did they do it. What's the context of it?
It's like he's dreaming. That's kind of what I get. He's called
Maybe.
Dr. Sleep. I think that that's the way it looks to me, is that he's just dreaming that.
Maybe.
But yeah, the rest of the cast didn't look familiar at all to me. Didn't get a lot of them.
There was the one lady, like there's the little girl, and there's a lady that was holding her hand, and they all go at her. That that one lady that's by the lake, I've seen her in other movies. I'm trying to remember where exactly I've seen her.
No movies I've seen. Like I said, no one looks familiar. I could be wrong, but I kind of like this kind of era that we're in now in movies where they're taking old classic stuff and they're, instead of just remaking it, they're doing a sequel. Of course, Stephen King wrote this, but they've done that, Halloween and they got Top Gun 2 coming out, which I'm geeked out for. Now I'm geeked out for this. This is more of Stephen King making a sequel, which is why I like this. But that's the only thing that always weirded me out is Stephen King. He hated The Shining. He loved his book, of course, but he hated the movie.
Yeah.
And the movie was freaking genius. Stanley Kubrick is just a sick mastermind.
That was the weird thing to me was when I heard about how Stephen King hated the movie. It's like I guess I can kind of understand some of his reasons, like the way they changed certain characters to kind of fit the genre better.
Yeah, but they changed a lot of his stuff in a lot of his movies.
Yeah, but I guess he just wasn't okay with the certain changes they made in that.
Well, I mean, look.
But, it's still a good movie, nonetheless.
The only thing he ever made was Maximum Overdrive.
Yeah.
Which wasn't The Shining.
It was...
I liked it as a kid because I'm watching big trucks kill people, and I thought that was super cool.
There's the scene where, the steamroller or whatever it is rolls over that dude, really...
No, rolls over a kid. He's just like a 12-year-old, little leaguer.
Still technically a dude.
Usually you don't get that. And, of course, the entire soundtrack of that movie was AC/DC.
Yeah,
it's like, okay, Steve, we know you like AC/DC, but does every song have to be AC/DC? Yes. I mean, there's not even I don't even think there was a score. It was just AC/DC playing in the background. It's like, hell's bells, kill you.
That movie was the weirdest thing, but, It was still entertaining, not because it was good necessarily, but it was entertaining.
But there was a made-for-TV remake of The Shining. It's like on USA Network or something. And that one actually got the approval of Stephen King, and it sucked hard. It was bad. I mean, there's some great parts to that Shining book. Like when the hedges come alive, and so you turn away and they get a little closer,
I know which one you're talking about.
That was a freaky-ass part of the book. But you just can't. How do you do that on film?
I wasn't sure what you were talking about.
And they did that in the USA
thing.
The
moving hedges and
yeah.
What you're talking about now.
But they did that in that USA remake of The Shining, and it looked horrible. It was ghastly. It sucked. The thing I think that really pissed him off was, in the book, the dad is a more sympathetic person. He's a good man, and he's kind of, he's got a weakness. He's an alcoholic. And then the whatever evil force within the hotel is, it basically invades him. He's as much a victim as, the people he's trying to kill, because really he basically, in the book, the dad, I think his face gets all burned up and he's all screwed up. He's basically dead and fully possessed by the hotel. So the dad is no longer there. It's just like a zombie now, completely possessed by this evil spirit and trying to kill Danny and his mom. And in the book, in Stanley Kubrick's movie, which one of the things I liked about it, I like the change Stanley Kubrick made was to make the father, played by Jack Nicholson, was always a little unhinged. He did have a drinking problem. He was violent. He hurt his kid. He broke his arm. While he was drinking. So there's that inherent weakness. It's a little darker in the movie than it is in the book. And they don't blame it all on the hotel. The hotel just kind of brings out his darkest and evilest side. And, he does kind of get... It's not a full-on possession, though. He's kind of going nuts. He got cabin fever as well. So there's a lot of things at work, but it's the movie puts a lot more on the father as not being this innocent victim of the hotel, where the hotel's manipulating him, but he is still a kind of a bastard anyway.
Yeah.
And I think that's really what Stephen King did not like about it. And I don't know if it's because a lot of times writers will use personal experience, so maybe that was something that was more personal for him. Because I know Stephen King himself has struggled with alcohol, so that may be why he didn't like the change. And of course, that was, I mean, The Shining came out like 1981 or 82, something like that, and that was early on in Stephen King's career. He was popular, but he wasn't this big legendary figure now, like he is now. So he may have not have had the same kind of control. Like Stanley Kubrick was a legend back then. Even though he'd only done a handful of movies, everybody was just, when Stanley Kubrick, because he'd only make like a movie every 10 years. Yeah. He didn't make very many. I think overall he has like 8 movies, maybe. But every one of them are freaking legendary movies. So it was like he built up this artistic, insane whatever, and then spat it out on the screen, and everyone wanted to rush out and see it because this is one of the true greats who just, didn't feel the need to make a movie every 2 years. But back then, Stanley Kubrick definitely had a lot more pull than Stephen King did, so that's probably why he was a little more pissed about it. Because once he sold the rights, that was it. Now Stephen King didn't just have to sell the rights to one of his properties. You may have to get, he'll get some clearance. He'll have to okay some things because it's Stephen King. Well, you got anything else on it?
Yeah. I don't know. It's like, I'd probably go see it if I had the option. If I get the option, then I'll probably go.
It comes out in November. We can definitely do it. There's no Marvel movies coming out till then, so
yeah,
I think that'll work.
I always enjoy seeing a good horror movie in theaters, so
yeah,
I'd be down for it.
All right. Well,
it still drives me crazy though, because I know that actress that's by the lake. I know her. I've seen her. I just don't know where.
Google the cast.
I need to look this up now.
Oh, now we got to wait for you to look something up.
Yes, you're going to have to wait.
I can't just say thanks for watching the video.
You're going to have to wait. They're not going to, because I can edit this out. Or you can.
Nope. Don't know any of those people.
It was not... That's not any of the people.
Well, maybe she has a tiny, tiny role.
No, she had like a fairly bigger role in one of the movies I saw her in. Is that her?
I'm talking about this movie.
Yeah, but she's in a different movie. And I remember her... I don't know.
Maybe you're thinking of someone else.
No, this is going to drive me crazy forever because I know who it is. I just can't remember.
Okay, where he just Googled it and it didn't work, so he must be wrong. Google's never wrong.
Oh, really? Google's never wrong?
It's never wrong on that. It can tell you who's in the damn movie.
One time I looked up who made the video game Kirby. It came up with Masahiro Sakurai, who is a skinny Japanese man, and it gave me a picture of a very large black man. Google can be wrong.
Okay, but it got the name right.
It got the name right.
Okay, it got the name right.
Didn't get the person right.
And someone screwed up the picture.
It was some random janitor from Google headquarters.
All right. Well, thanks for watching FSR. I'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.